Hello everyone, my name is Alex Bartkowiak. I am a Doctor of Chiropractic and the Clinical Director at Health HQ here in sunny Southsea. And today we're going to be discussing your core. Now, you've probably heard of your core or your core muscles and know that they're important for some reason and that they can get weak and that we should be doing exercises to strengthen them. We might not know what, how, when or why, we just know we should. Now, I'm going to give you a little information on what your core is and why it's important, and then a little bit more on how to do the best exercises to help it. Now, my main aims here are to get you to understand, one, if you have core muscles, and chances are you do, and two, give you one simple, super easy exercises that you can do to help get your core stronger. Now, if someone rudely pokes you in the belly or in the side, apart from very justifiably clipping them around the ear and reprimanding them, we're also going to tighten up. Now, same thing happens when we cough, and when we tighten up like that, what we're doing is we're stabilizing our trunk. And to do so, we employ a number of muscles that all contract together to make our trunk like a tree trunk, solid, stable, and strong, but possibly with a little extra padding on the outside. Now, a good way of thinking of this area when it's all tightened up is like a food tin. A solid cylinder formed by your diaphragm at the top, your pelvic floor muscles at the bottom, rectus abdominis, your six-pack muscles, they are there, trust me, at the front, some spinal muscles at the back, and then some muscles that wrap all the way around the sides. The external obliques, the internal obliques, and also one called transversus abdominis that runs all the way around the sides from your spine, all the way around into the side of your abs. Now, one of the functions of this big bundle of muscles, and the function we're going to be focusing on most, is to turn your soft center solid. And by doing this, we have a much bigger, more stable area from which to either produce or resist force, like running and jumping, or bending and lifting, or staying stable whilst holding or carrying things. So what makes your trunk solid is the contraction or turning on of a number of muscles. And what we know is that when it comes to muscles, if you don't use it, you lose it. And unfortunately, sitting down tends to turn all of these muscles off. And that can be a big cause of core weakness in some people. Now, the same muscles that help stabilize you also help to hold you upright. So if you get pain, dull ache, burning in your low back that slowly builds when you're standing for longer periods, a weak core could be a part of that problem. So how do we go from getting it wrong to getting it strong? Now, there are a ton of great exercises that I could give you, but I know full well from bitter experience that if I give someone an amazing core exercise regime, but it takes 20 minutes to do, it may get done once or twice, ever. But what I found that tends to work much better and have a far better success rate is giving people something that's effective, but that is quick and easy and takes 2 minutes. Fortunately, I have just the thing, and it's called the dead bug. Now, to do the dead bug, you need to lie on the floor, face up. Unfortunately, this exercise needs to be done lying on something fairly solid and stable, so bed and sofa just isn't going to work, I'm afraid. On the floor. Lying face up, bend your knees up to your chest and hold your knees with both hands. This is your starting and resting position. From here, take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. As you get close to the end of your breath out, pretend someone is about to poke you really hard just below the belly button, and you should feel all the muscles tighten up. Make sure the bottom of the front of your rib cage is pulled down, your belly button is pulled in, and your low back is pressed against the floor so there's no gap. This is the active contraction. Make sure that whilst doing this, you haven't tensed round your shoulders or raised your chin. You need to keep your belly tight, but your chin down, shoulders back, and as much of your spine flat against the floor as possible. When you can adopt the position and perform the contraction properly, then we come to the active hold position. Once you have got your core muscles properly contracted and engaged, and only then, let go of your legs and bring your arms and thighs away from each other slightly so they are at 90 degrees to the floor and the rest of your body. Your knees stay bent so your lower leg is parallel to the floor. You must hold and maintain the contraction in your core when you move your arms and legs. Don't let go of these muscles. Keep your spine pressed against the ground, your belly button pulled in, and no gap under your low back. Hold this position and the contraction for 10 seconds. Oh, by the way, this position you're in now, that's why it's called the dead bug. Count for 10 seconds. When you get to 10, bring your hands back onto your knees, breathe in, let go of your core contraction, and relax into the rest position. You now have 10 seconds rest. Well, actually there's 10 seconds in total between stopping the active hold position and then restarting it again, but actually you need to start getting ready for the next active hold after about 7 seconds. So after 7 seconds rest, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, pull the bottom of the front of your rib cage down, pull your belly button in, press your low back against the floor so there is no gap, shoulders relaxed back and down, chin tucked, release your knees and bring your arms and legs apart slightly so hands and knees both point straight up towards the ceiling. Hold that contraction for 10 seconds and then come back to the rest position and then release the contraction. Rest for 7 seconds, deep breath in, and repeat a total of 10 times. As you get to the later holds, you will likely find that the bottom of the front of your rib cage wants to rise, or your belly button doesn't want to stay pulled in, or your low back wants to lift off the floor. This is the muscles starting to get tired. This is where we get those muscles to up their game. Keep those muscles tight. Don't let the position or the contraction slip. If you're struggling to hold for the full 10 seconds, don't worry, we will talk about changing intensity in just a moment. 10-second holds, 10 times. That's a total of only 100 seconds of active hold. With 10 seconds rest between, the whole thing together should in total take 2.5 minutes. So dead bug doesn't take long, but with these kinds of holding muscles, they don't need a lot of weight or resistance to work or fight against. What they need to get stronger is more time under tension. And they also need to be worked little and often. So it doesn't take long, but try and do it as close to every day as you possibly can. I often get people coming back to me after doing these exercises saying how much they feel it working from doing just a couple of minutes, and after a few weeks they feel like they have better control over their tummy muscles, and some even saying how they'd swear it's pulled their waistline in a bit. And how's that for a good side effect? Now these exercises typically work so well that most people, as long as you're actually doing them, start to find that they're getting easier after just a couple of weeks or so. Unfortunately, they are very easy to progress. There are 3 things that you can do to make it harder or easier. How long you hold for, including how many times you do the active hold, how long you rest for, and how far out or close in you have your arms and legs. The further out you straighten your arms and legs for the active hold, the more load your core will have to work against, making the exercise harder. Just make sure that your rib cage and tummy stay pulled in tight and that your low back doesn't start to lift up and away from the floor at all. Keep that core tight and your low back pressed down. To make the exercise easier, just bring your arms and knees in a little closer together. Play around with times and positions, but keep it challenging. If it's too difficult, shorten the time during the active hold and/or lengthen the rest time. If you get to the end of the exercise and found that it's easier than it used to be, congratulations, you're getting stronger. Now up the difficulty accordingly. With just this one exercise and the variations that you can do with it, you can have a profoundly beneficial effect on your core strength, which is one important part of getting your low back strong and healthy, and that one that even the most talented chiropractor can't do for you. So go, try it out, have fun with it. If you have pets or small children, then they will love making this exercise more challenging for you. So enjoy that. But if you have any questions about the dead bug, just ask your chiropractor or get in contact with us and we will do all that we can to help. Now, we're working hard to bring you all great little tips and tricks that really help you. So please help us by hitting that like button, help both of us by hitting subscribe and the little dingly bell. And in the comments, tell us if this video or any of our other videos have been helpful and if there are any other videos that you'd like to see us make. But in the meantime, stay well, stay safe, stay mobile, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.